Now come on, Chris, to introduce our next speaker, we'll have Chris Erickson, Jr.
Thank you. Good morning, sisters and brothers. Welcome to ReNew. Thank you for all your efforts and enthusiasm in growing the labor movement and the greatest labor organization in the United States, the IB of EW. And this morning, I have the honor of introducing our leader and my fellow brother from the 3rd District, the International President of the IBW, Ed Hill, for today's keynote address. Firstly, he likes short introductions, but his life's work cannot be understated. Coming out of local union 712, Beaver, Pennsylvania, President Hill took on roles of responsibility and leadership early in his career as a 19-year-old apprentice electrician. He served on various committees and as the first registrar of his local. He rose through the ranks of leadership from vice president to president and at 33 business manager, while simultaneously working with Beaver County CLC, Building Trades Council, and Pennsylvania State AFL-CIO. He continued his career as an international rep, the 3rd District Vice President, IBW Secretary-Treasurer, and then International President of the IBW in 2001. Because of his qualities of honesty, leadership, and concern for all working people, President Hill has earned respect in the halls of Congress, all across our hallowed labor movement, and most importantly, he has the respect in the IBW shops and factories, the shanties, call centers, and power plants. President Hill has earned the respect of his membership. He supported our young worker efforts within the IBW for several years. He's made himself available to answer our questions and concerns as young people in the challenged labor movement of the 21st century. There's now a space in the IBW for the growth and development of young workers, to occasionally make our own mistakes, and to work towards improving our state and life as union workers. The IBW now has the strongest young worker initiative in the building trades, and we had one of the largest contingents at AFL-CIO's Next Up conference this past weekend. With the continued support of a leader like President Hill, the future of the IBW is strong and growing every day. So without further ado, please help me to welcome our leader, our International President, Edwin D. Hill.
Chris, for that kind introduction. It's a little long, but First, let me ask you a question. Don't believe all that stuff you see written on the outhouse walls. Okay? That's not true. You know, there are a few of you who will spend the rest of your adult lives working for working men and women in the political arena, local union halls, and the community. I ask you, when you get to that point where myself and a few of the other people are here this morning, look back and know that you at least gave it your all, because it's a very, very, very rewarding. Chris, I want to say thank you for stepping up to accept a position of leadership in one of our flagship local unions. Thank you very much. Again, good morning, Carolyn, Tarn. Thank you very much. Carolyn, where are you? Okay. Thank you very much for the invitation to be here and to allow me to say a few words to you this morning. You've all been welcomed to Chicago by some of our great leaders in the Midwest, Bobby Pearson and Lonnie and Mike. They're also officers of the IBW. They're very respected in their own communities and very respected in their own labor groups wherever they come from, mostly here in this area. So I'll just say thank you very much for your efforts, and also the efforts of those of you who could not make the trip. Your input, your determination to carry on the work of your predecessors, and the commitment you've shown to building a stronger IBEW, I can tell you, is not going unnoticed. But let me say one other thing to you. You have no idea what's in front of you. Lonnie gave you a little brief of it this morning. You watch it in Wisconsin and Michigan and Indiana. You see it all over the country. They're trying to do you under. You cannot allow that to happen. You know, before I begin in earnest what I want to talk about, I want you to know that the vice presidents who are here and the couple who couldn't make it are firmly committed to making the next generation of IBEW brothers and sisters, you all, aware of your responsibilities and their responsibilities to the membership of this IBEW, and to promote efforts to move forward according to the IBEW Constitution, but more importantly, good common sense. I'd like to take a moment to introduce the officers in attendance and staff that work diligently to make sure that our brotherhood operates on all of the cylinders. Allow me to begin with our Secretary Treasurer, Sam Chill. You'll hear from Sam in a moment or two. Many of you don't know Sam, as our seasoned members do. But when you get to know Sam, you'll know mostly what's on the surface, because what you see is what you get. Because it'd be difficult to know everything that Sam does for the Brotherhood, because most of what he does is kind of under the scene, under the radar. He does all of it in Washington. And it's not apparent. So right now he has his hands full juggling the effects and the implementation of ACA and all the ramifications that come with it. And also keeps an eye on our finances. As our membership is stagnant, which by the way will be a continuous topic of conversations at every meeting that you're able to attend this year and beyond. So Sam, thank you very much for all that you do for such a strong working partner. You know, we usually do the one clap roll for all of our vice presidents and IEC members as they're introduced, and then a kind of round at the end. So we'll begin with our vice presidents who were able to make it here this morning. We'll start with Vice President Dawn Siegel from 3rd District, 4th District Ken Cooper, 5th District Joe Davis, 6th District Lonnie Stevens, 8th District Jerry Bella, 10th District Bobby Klein, 11th District Kurt Henke. Brothers, thank you for all the support that you give the officers, the IBEW, and all you do for your local unions. You've heard from our International Executive Council Chairman, Bob Pearson. Let me just say to you that Bobby here in Chicago, if you're living in this area, know that Bobby is a very, very respected labor leader in this area. And we also have Dawn Finn, who I spent some time with last night and again this afternoon, the business manager, Local 134, who took Terry Allen's place after Terry passed away. Dawn in the room. He had a meeting this morning. He wasn't sure he could get over here. Let me tell you, between Bobby and Don, and I've met with the mayor in this city, they're going through a hellacious election right now. But I can tell you that the IBEW is out front in it. And thanks to Bobby and Don Finn. To Bob, thank you very much. And also Mike Waller, the 5th District IEC member. Now, I deliberately, as I have it here in my notes, I deliberately skipped the 6th, 7th District. Where's Pat? He was sitting right here a moment ago. He's on the phone? Okay. I want to tell you that I want to take a moment to acknowledge the Secretary of the IEC, Pat Lavin, and he's the 7th District representative. You know, Pat, I want to thank Pat openly for the fight that he's waging with Southern California Edison, terminating our members, and replacing them with IT workers from India and other places. Pat had a very good working relationship over the years with the Southern California Edison Company. For some reason, they started to kind of get to be nasty. And Pat, I want to tell him that when he gets in here, thank you for taking center stage in California and joining the effort that we're making to fight the influx of H-1B visa people in this country. Today, I feel more confident than ever about the future of our brotherhood. And I believe that the energy that you bring in the work that we're doing together to refresh and to strengthen our local unions and our international will benefit the IBEW for years to come. I want to tell you something. I just sound like a haunted house. I know one thing, Mark. It ain't applesauce or whatever you call it. Awesome sauce. I tell you what, I've learned more about hashtags and awesome sauces and all that kind of stuff, and I have no damned idea what you're talking about.
I suppose you need to retire.
But I'm learning. I still got a few years to learn. ReNew has engaged in many supporters in the past years, and I'm grateful for the contributions of our brothers and sisters throughout the IBEW who've helped launch this effort. You've worked long and you've worked hard to turn the potential of ReNew into reality. I want to extend my special thanks to two leaders in the international office who have contributed their skills and their talents to ReNew and worked steadily to advance this vital program. And you all know who I'm talking about. First, Carolyn Williams, our Director of Civic. Carolyn's our Director for Civic and Community Engagement, who has served as an effective leader in so many ways, including her work with ReNew and with the Electrical Workers Minority Caucus. Then there's Taryn Golding. All right? Well, I'll tell you what, I had a tough time with her first name. When she got married, I would got mad. Holy cow, I got to start all over again. You know, Taryn has a strong and a very strong steady commitment to this program, and has displayed the energy and the efforts that have been vital to development of ReNew. So you all know that it takes a commitment and a hell of a lot of hard work to advance a positive change in an organization as complex as the IBEW. And if you don't think the IBEW is complex sometimes, sit down and start to go through it all. As complex as ours, and the key ingredient is clear vision, backed up by a drive to pursue opportunities that build strength and unity for the long term. So Carolyn and Tarn, thank you for all your contributions, which have kept ReNew on course and moving forward. Thank you very much. Last but not least, kind of the glue that kind of keeps me in line, and that's Sherilyn Wright, my assistant. Sometimes it's difficult to deal with Sherilyn. She keeps me straight on all this diversity stuff. She'll correct me when I'm saying something that I shouldn't. Like when I say gals, guy, I look down and she's looking at me like, wow. You know, okay, I'm with you, Sherilyn. I'll do whatever I'm supposed to do. You know, brothers and sisters, it's no mystery about how we got here. Truly it isn't. Over the years, you know, we've been steadily losing our older generation of highly skilled workers to retirement. We recognize that the way forward is to make an all-hands effort out to build a younger and stronger IBEW. To survive and to thrive, we must attract large numbers of your generation into our brotherhood. We know there's safety and there's power in numbers, and that boasting membership and a robust organizing effort are the keys to our future. We all know that. We've been talking about it for years. To secure our work, to financial growth, to our maintaining our political clout. We know it's time to make a strong recruiting effort in the United States and Canada, and to restore our ranks with a new generation, your generation. And it's time to celebrate the passion and commitment we all share, and to spread the word of hope and opportunity for everyone striving to gain a place in what used to be the American middle class that we all enjoy and most of us grew up in. We took a leap forward at our 2011 convention in Vancouver when the IBEW passed resolution number 61, engaging young workers. ReNew came to a vote because large numbers of our seasoned brothers and sisters read the writing on the wall and they took action. Now we come together at a critical time of transition. We're painfully aware that the unions in the United States have been declining for decades. The numbers don't lie. In 1973, the overall union coverage rate was 26.7%, and the IBEW had almost 1 million members. By 1983, the rate had dropped to 20.1%, with 17.7 million members. And then in 2014, it fell to 11.1% with only 14.6 million members. And our beloved union, our beloved IBEW, is at a new low with fewer than 700,000 members. I recently met with the ambassador for trade, Ambassador Froman. We had a meeting with a group of labor people, and he was explaining to us how wonderful that the TPP and the NAFTA and CAFTA had done, and that they're working very hard for workers' rights in Venezuela. And goofy me raised my hand and said, Mr. Ambassador, I don't think that our, excuse my language, I don't think that our membership gives a fat rat's ass about Venezuelan working conditions when we've lost 250,000 members to overseas trade. He said, well, Mr. Hill, he said, we'll you come over to my office and we'll talk about that. Yes, sir. That was the end of the meeting, by the way. I mean, the kind of meeting kind of broke up. I went to his office, hat in hand, saying that we don't want TPP or the TPA either. We don't want fast track. We want to know what's going on. He tried to explain it to me, and I said, sir, if you'll just give me the information that I need to explain to our membership why we don't make anything in this country anymore, and why we are down 250,000 members because of CAFTA and NAFTA. Why we don't make televisions here with it. And in Missouri there was a plant with Zenus, 10,000 members. Right here in Chicago, 10,000 members, gone. When you give me the information that I can explain that to our members, I will be more than happy to stand up and do so. You know, this is not just a dismal trend line that we're talking about, the loss of membership. This is death in the installment plan. And there's no way on earth, brothers and sisters, that we can allow this declining trend to continue. Motivating our younger members, motivating you to get on the move. No brainer. It had to be done. And it will be done. It'll continue to be done. No matter how you slice it or dice it, the IBEW and unions in general are losing ground lately. We've been pushed back on our heels by the 1%, by the right wing, media, and the governors and state legislators mounting efforts to promote right to work. And right to work is wrong. After the Republican victory in the midterm elections, things got even worse. In February, we learned that the Koch brothers money machine amassed $889 million war chest for the presidential election in 2016. That's more than double what was spent on the 2012 election. And I wouldn't be a damn bit surprised if we're able to gather up a few more million just to seal the deal. Look, folks, let's be clear. Our unions are engaged in a fight for survival that we must win. You must win. This is our time to push forward, to work strong, to work hard to secure the prosperous future that we believe in, that this whole of the IBEW was built on. We must stand up together for the IBEW, for the struggling middle class in both the United States and Canada, and anywhere else that the IBEW represents workers. We must keep fighting and winning in the workplace, in the legislatures, in the neighborhoods, and particularly at the ballot box. I can say with confidence the IBEW believes wholeheartedly in the strength and the power that you all bring to this table. Your energy and your enthusiasm are like a blood transfusion that's given us hope for the future. But the real reason I'm feeling hopeful is that I know ReNew, this group, is not a flash in the pan, because we will not permit that to happen. It is built to last, and it's going to help guarantee the future of this brotherhood that we all love and belong to. Everyone understands the hardships of the next-gen workers face in this economy. Excuse me. There's also a strong and pressing need to attract and inspire and invest your generation, because your work will provide the lifeblood and the inspiration of the workers and the labor leaders of the future. I'm excited, and I'm encouraged to see all of you ready to step up to the challenge at this moment right now. Some of you will drop off along the way for many reasons, but many of you will continue. As I said in the very beginning, it'll be your life's work, as it has been mine, has been Lonnie's, and every one of these gentlemen that's sitting in front of you, and ladies. I think Bobby said, what, 51 years? I've been an officer in the IBW for 51 years. Now, I realize that gray hair, I earned every damn one of them, believe me. It didn't. But that being said, I never had a better time in my whole life than as a leader of the IBEW. And the reason I say that is because of you and people just exactly like you. We have to keep working to pass on IBEW skills, knowledge, traditions to you, our rising generation, as they did for all of us. It's the only path forward that supports our financial security, our capacity to deliver quality work to our industry and contractor partners in the years ahead. I visited the JTC program yesterday, as some of you did, and I want to tell you that is where it is. And you better start thinking about it, those of you who sit on these committees. Now, to achieve all of these goals, excuse me, we need more of your generation on board, all across the job sectors that we serve. Generation, utility, construction, broadcasting. You'd be surprised where we are. But we need more of your generation, and you've got to go out and encourage them. The fact is, far too many of the next gen peers are struggling in low-wage jobs or lack the resources to pay for their college education or are saddled with college debt. Most are probably not even familiar with unions or simply don't know what the IBEW has to offer, and it's up to you to start to tell them. I'm asking you to help us change all of that, to get word out to your peers, particularly in the non-union sector of the branch of the service in the IBEW that you belong. To explain the benefits of being a member of the IBEW, that we have good jobs to offer. We have something bigger and better to belong to, with camaraderie and brotherhood and abundance to share. All of you here are ambassadors for the IBEW, and it's a damned important role that you're taking on. You're the ones that can most effectively present the opportunities we offer to your peers, a career with a path for excellent paid, excellent training, cutting-edge tools, cutting-edge technology, and a future that includes a living wage, job security, generous health benefits, and hopefully continue in a pension. We've already seen what you're made of. In a few short years, you've honed your work skills, your awareness of what a thriving union means to the neighborhoods and to the communities. The IBEW prides itself in being part of every community where we are. We're participating in everything that we do, and you're exemplifying that. I'm inspired by your energy and your eagerness to spread the word about what our union, the IBEW, has meant to the middle class. We need to restore, we need to strengthen the drive and the influence that comes with the trade union movement. You know, some of you have already been ringing doorbells and talking about our brotherhood, countering disinformation that's out there being spread about what unions do and public support for initiatives such as the Employee Free Choice Act. That matters. Your efforts are making a difference, and I say to you, please, pour it on. We can handle it, we can stand it, the neighborhood can stand it, and they'll love you for it. All of our officers also deeply appreciate your commitment to community service. You know, the community service is a bedrock of the IBEW that speaks volumes about what we're about, and it speaks volumes about your character and our shared traditions. I'm proud that after the EWMC conference in Atlanta last January, a group of ReNew brothers and sisters donated a day's service to the United Methodist Children's Home. That, brothers and sisters, embodies the spirit of giving that defines our brotherhood. So thank you, those who were there, very much for your service. I'm also grateful that in the wake of Hurricane Sandy in 2012, more than 50 members of the 3rd District Youth Caucus volunteered to install drywall and rewire damaged homes on the Jersey Shore. We are all very proud of you for that and for all the efforts that you put forth. And I could cite many other examples, but you get the picture. The IBEW is committed to community service, and we're committed big time. Brothers and sisters, our generations are overlapping. They're overlapping at a critical time in history of our brotherhood. The old guards have been sharing the IBEW knowledge and traditions with you for several years. You all have been gaining strength, skills, and understanding. Excuse me. Now together, we're moving forward to strengthen and to expand our important work for the future of the IBEW, and more importantly, and just as important, for the future of our nations. I want you to know that I'm grateful to you for your dedication, for your commitment, and for all that you've done and will continue to do to strengthen the IBEW. Thank you very much for paying attention. Thank you very much for your work that you do, and God bless you all.